Today is actually the concluding topic, right? The practical application.
అవును ప్రభుజీ, ఎస్. వాళ్ళకి ఆల్రెడీ ఒక బ్రీఫ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఐ హావ్ గివెన్ ప్రభుజీ. లాస్ట్ యోగాది ఆ 4 స్టేజెస్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. How did your aunt like the Bhagavad Gita recitation, Prabhuji?
మా మదర్ ప్రభుజీ, షీ స్టార్ట్ అచ్చా భగవద్గీత. ఎస్ ఎస్, షీ ఈస్ రీడింగ్ ప్రభుజీ. షీ ఈస్ ఆల్సో హియర్. తను షీ ఈస్ రీడింగ్ ఎవ్రీ టైమ్. షీ ఫైండ్స్ టైమ్, షీ సిట్టింగ్ ఎట్ వన్ కార్నర్ అండ్ షీ ఈస్ రీడింగ్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
మా మదర్ ఏమో భాగవతం షీ ఈస్ రీడింగ్, అండ్ పిన్ని ఏమో షీ ఈస్ రీడింగ్ దట్ భగవద్గీత.
Your house is like a temple now. Hare Krishna.
It's a good feeling, Prabhuji, finally.
Yeah. 1 minute, Prabhuji. I'm just setting the. Okay. It's live.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ పద్మమాతజీ. హరే కృష్ణ. ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
బాగున్నానండి. మధ్యలో 2 weeks లేను.
యా యా యా. అంత బానేనా మాతజీ ఇంట్లో?
అంత మంచిదండి.
హరే కృష్ణ చంద్ర ప్రభు. Let's start with the Kirtan. Hare Krishna Chandra Prabhu.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ.
హరిబోల్ హరిబోల్. ఎప్పుడు షిఫ్ట్ అవుతున్నారు ప్రభుజీ మీరు?
యాక్చువల్ గా ఈ వీకెండ్ ప్లాన్ ఉంటుంది ప్రభుజీ.
అవునా?
అయితే వేరే చిన్న దాని పని వల్ల డిలే అయిపోయింది. నిన్న వచ్చాము అక్కడికి, మీరు క్వారంటైన్ అని చెప్పి మిమ్మల్ని కలవలేదు.
హరే కృష్ణ. So I'll start with the bhajan Prabhuji. Vibhavari Sesha Aloka Pravesha Nidrachari Utho Jiva. Vibhavari Sesha Aloka Pravesha Nidrachari Utho Jiva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Vibhavari Sesha Aloka Pravisha Nidrachari Utho Jiva. Vibhavari Sesha Aloka Pravisha Nidrachari Utho Jiva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Narsimha Vamana Srimadusudhana Brajendra Nandana Shama. Narsimha Vamana Srimadusudhana Brajendra Nandana Shama. Putana Ghatana Kaitava Satana Jaya Dasharati Rama. Putana Ghatana Kaitava Satana Jaya Dasharati Rama. Yashoda Dudala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandhara. Yashoda Dudala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandhara. Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bara. Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bara. रावण साकर मखन साकर गोपी जना वस्त्रहारी रावण साकर मखन साकर गोपी जना वस्त्रहारी ब्रजेरा राखल गोपा वृंदावन हरि बंसी भाई ब्रजेरा राखल गोपा वृंदावन हरि बंसी धारी योगींद्र बंधन श्रीनंद नंदन ब्रज जना भयारी योगींद्र बंधन श्रीनंद नंदन ब्रज जना भयारी नवीन नीरद रूपा मनोहर भुवन वंशी विहारी नवीन नीरद रूप मनोहर मोहन वंशी विहारी यशोदानंदन कंसानि सूदन निकुंज रास विलासी यशोदानंदन कंसानि सूदन निकुंज रास विलासी कादंब कानन रसपरायण वृंदाविपीन निवासी कादंब कानन रसपरायण वृंदाविपीन निवासी आनंदवर्धन प्रेम निकेतन कुलशरा जोजक कामा आनंदवर्धन प्रेम निकेतन कुलशरा जोजक कामा गोपा घना घन चित्ता विनोदन समस्त गुण गण धामा गोपा घना घन चित्ता विनोदन समस्त गुण गण धामा जमुन जीवन केली परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा जमुन जीवन केली परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा नाम सुधारक गाओ कृष्णा जस राखो वचन मन मोरा नाम सुधारक गाओ कृष्णा जस राखो वचन मन मोरा विभवरि शेषा आलोक प्रविश निद्राचारी उठ जीवा विभवरि शेषा आलोक प्रविश निद्राचारी उठो जीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हाय ग्रीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हाय ग्रीवा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Vari Kesha, Aroka Pravita, Nidrachari Upajiva, Vari Kesha, Aroka Pravita, Nidrachari Upajiva, Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hayagriva, Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hayagriva, Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari, Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All assembled devotees ki jai. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Shri Radha Gopi Vallabh ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki jai. Shri Nitai Gauranga Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Bhuvara Swami Bhagwan ki jai. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कंचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थितं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सौम्यभ्यन्तरम्। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। Hare Krishna. I'll just get some water for myself. 1 minute, probably. I'll be back. Hare Krishna. So I'm very grateful for all the families who are giving your time. From next week, we'll start hopefully the in-person sessions. Uh, Actually, it so happened that we went on a trip, and later on, after we came to that, few of our relatives, before going to the trip, they were affected by corona. So we said we were not sure whether we have corona, so we just quarantined ourselves. That's all. We don't have any symptoms. Me and family, everybody are all fine. Just that we felt, maybe one more week if we just stay at home, not assembling with too many people, it will be safe. That was the whole idea. Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. There was some network issue, Prabhuji, so it was late.
No problem. Grateful with two small children, you're not small, but, children, you're able to join this morning session. How is Prabhuji doing, Arun Prabhu?
He's good.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can anybody call Raja Ramesh Prabhu? I don't know. Oh, he said he's going to his hometown. Okay. Okay, so after the journey of, I think, roughly 1 year, right? Close to 1 year with SSR. Typically, I finished the SSR in 13 sessions. But in case of Mahim Avatar, Hare Krishna.
Hello, Nana.
Yeah, I think just keep everybody on mute. Yeah. Yeah, so typically the journey, takes not more than 13 weeks. But in case of Mahim Avatar, we just went a little relaxed way. Each session we took 4 weeks. In a way, it's good that we could discuss in detail. And I hope that I have answered some of your questions. And I'm sure there are more questions, and there will be questions. And there is always going to be questions, always going to be answers in spiritual life. Spiritual life doesn't mean blind belief. We don't believe in anything without questioning. But the questioning is, of course, to learn more, not to reject, right? So we have finished the first session, second session, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, which is who is God. And 11th was about yoga, right? Last week we discussed about the different types of yogas. Karma yoga, Jnana yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Dhyana yoga. Then finally Bhakti yoga. And how we understood that Bhakti yoga is in all the yogas. It's not like Bhakti yoga is a separate yoga. People say, I'm practicing Karma yoga. What are you practicing? That's very limited thinking of yoga. Purpose of yoga is to connect with Krishna. That is very clearly he says, yoginam observation. He says the purpose of all the yogas is to finally to connect with me, Krishna says, with him. So if somebody is doing Ashtanga yoga or somebody is doing some other kind of yoga, some gymnastics, and his thinking is doing yoga, and where there is no Krishna in it, that's actually waste of time. And that's not the purpose of yoga, right? So we talked about in Bhakti Yoga, there are three things which are eternal, which is Bhakti, Bhakta, and Bhagwan. I'm just giving a little recap so you don't forget these fundamental things. And in Karma Yoga, there are two, Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. And then you have, Dhyana Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, there are 8 steps, Yama, Niyama, Pratyahara, Pranayama, like that all the way till Samadhi. And last week, we also discussed what is Samadhi, right? So after discussing what is Samadhi, now we are coming into practical application of Bhagavad Gita. See, Prabhuji and Matajis, a lot of people think that spiritual life is something which is very difficult, or spiritual life is very impractical, or spiritual life is very not part of today's society, or they think that spiritual life is something which will disturb your current life, or spiritual life is something that one should practice only after you become old, or spiritual life is something which has too many restrictions, right? So many apprehensions are there. But I personally have realized in my little spiritual life is that the life before spiritual life felt meaningless to me. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. What was the purpose of living without connection to Krishna? Really, when I look back, I don't know what I did. What was I thinking? What was I keeping my life on, before I came to spirituality? And after coming to spirituality, it is so meaningful, it is so blissful, it is so filled with fun and energy and activities and so many things. Like for example, today, if you just see today's day for me, I'm going to be I'm fortunate to be with you all for the next few hours, couple of hours. 10:30, I have to leave. I have to leave to a temple in BHEL. So there they are installing Bhagavad Gita, and they wanted me to give some talk. So I'm going there, and then after that I'm going to another devotee's house who called me for some discussion. I had few doubts I wanted to discuss, and then my Siksha Guru is Balgavin Prabhu, and then from there I'm going to VSK because there are few people who are coming there who want to do something, want to serve cows, and they wanted to see our Goshala. I said, okay, please come. Like one of our devotees is encouraging them to serve cows. So I'll be talking about those matters, and then I'm going to meet some villagers because we have some plans for the January for preaching in villages. Hopefully that also will go forward. And then, you can just see this whole thing is lined up in such a way that I'll be meeting wonderful people. I'll be interacting with so many people about Krishna consciousness, keeping Krishna in the center, right? And then I come home in the evening, and then there is my Monday morning preparation for the office, where there are some tasks which I want to get started before itself, so that Monday morning is not too loaded. And then my week starts. It all feels absolutely filled up. But let me tell you that it's so exciting. It's so exciting throughout the day. So Krishna consciousness is like that. Bhakti is like that. For that matter, for our ancestors, who used to be in agriculture or business or whatever vocation they were in, Krishna consciousness was part of their life. It was, it's not being introduced like this. It was part of their culture itself. Like for example, farmers, they used to go in the morning, 3 o'clock, start their farming activities, and their lunch, their dinner, whatever. By 5:30, they are wrapped up. Villages wrapped up 5:30. And what do people do at 5:30? They don't go to sleep. They go to the local temple to hear Hari Katha, Hari Bhajan, right? And that was a daily thing. It was not like Hari Bhajan will happen once in a month or something. No, it is a daily thing. So temple was part of the community and part of their day, every day. and they would learn something about God. They would learn from Ramayana, from Mahabharata, from Bhagavad Gita, from Srimad Bhagavat. And there will be festivals. Every other month there is a festival, and festival that you can see a change in the nature also. You can see a new season starting, new fruits, new vegetables, new eatables, right? So everything was connected. Man, nature, God, festivals, everything was connected. So this is Krishna consciousness. But yes, because most of us could not be part of that kind of culture for too long. Maybe initial days in this generation where we have seen villages. Look at our children; they have never seen village only. What can they relate to what I'm speaking? So now there is a great need for introducing spirituality in a little different way, which is what we did here. Which is why we did our 12 sessions of Bhagavad Gita, and and now you are getting a glimpse of what we should be actually doing against how we are living right now, right? So one of the most important things in spirituality for practical application of Bhagavad Gita is you need good association. You need good association, constant activities related to uh, Krishna consciousness. See, Prabhuji, we have to endure some austerity in order to get a higher gain. So, tapasya another, it's very, very important. Like cooking for devotees, organizing satsangs, going to satsangs, um, prioritizing satsangs. All these things are austerities, and they are needed for us to make progress. So that is where practical application of Bhagavad Gita becomes more practical. It becomes more applicable, more doable, right? So with that said, I have made a small presentation. Actually, this needs a more discussion than a presentation, but few points I've put together which might help us direct our discussion in the right way, right? What are all part of practical application of Bhagavad Gita? So this is practical application of Bhagavad Gita, right? As you can see, everybody is happy. Somebody is plucking flowers. Somebody is, Srila Prabhupada is doing japa. Somebody is serving prashadam. Somebody is just dancing in kirtan, lifting his hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So today we'll discuss briefly importance of Bhagavad Gita, because that is very, very important. I mean, that is the base scripture on which we are going to be keeping our lives. So choosing a perfect guru is very important in spiritual life, right? So practical application needs a guru in life. You can't be guruless, in life. That's very important. Becoming a perfect disciple. One is finding a guru, but you also should be ready to accept the guru's instructions, and you should have the right courage and nature to take full benefit of that guru. Purpose of temples. Temple is very, very important in our life, not just the physical structure, but the activities around the temple. So we will understand as per Vedas, what is the purpose of temple and how we can, even today's day and time, make the temple. Guru's guidance to balance and progress in spiritual life, very important. How do we balance? I'm sure all of you have a question. Many of you have a question. Prabhu, I have so many things in material life. How do I balance spiritual life? I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have uh, many things. I don't have a conducive environment at home. My husband is not interested. My wife is not interested. My children are not interested, or sometimes I'm not interested. So how do we create that interest, right? So we need some guru's guidance in terms of how to balance and progress in spiritual life. And finally, sadhana and discipline. What kind of sadhana and discipline we should apply in our life to actually become and stay Krishna conscious? Then services and activities in Krishna consciousness. How do we continue our Krishna consciousness? What do I do after hearing all this knowledge? What am I supposed to do? Is that we'll discuss there. So what to achieve, right? So goal of material life is explained by Lord Krishna in 3 verses. Many verses, of course. I have chosen 3: 8.6, 8.7, and 8.8. In 8th chapter, all the 3 verses. So you can repeat after me. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tajyati ate ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. So Lord Krishna is telling in 8.6 Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, oh son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. So basically, Lord Krishna is saying that our consciousness before we leave this body should be right. Right? Our consciousness should be perfect before we leave this body. Now, my question to all of you is, when do you think you are going to leave your body? Anybody?
Impossible to say.
Huh?
Impossible to say.
Anytime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anytime. This might be my last satsang with you all. I just might go on the road, dham, finish, or something happens. I'll hold my heart. My heart pain, Prabhu, I don't know what's going on. I'll have some water, khatam, finish. Right? So,
Every time I travel something or every time I go somewhere else, always I think maybe so that might be something will happen. So that might be my last day. So every time I remember that.
it can happen. I mean, we are not thinking negative. Actually, it's truth. It can happen. It can very much happen, right? So look at a businessman. What businessman knows that there can be situations where the business can stop. And further, what does he do? He creates reserves, right? He creates some cash surplus so that whenever business stops, he can survive for some time trying to build another business, or he creates a backup business. He does so many things. What are we doing with our life? We're all going to die one day. Whatever properties we have, so-called properties we have, will be not ours anymore after we die. A dead body cannot claim that, you can't register a dead body, you can't register a property on a dead body, can we? So, what are our preparations for death? So, Lord Krishna is saying here that Yam Yam Vapis Marambhavan is saying before you die, become Krishna conscious. So that at the end of life, when you're leaving your body, you can remember me. And what happens when you remember Krishna? Janma karma chaveduvyam evam yo iti tatvataha titya deham punar janma naiti mameti swarjuna 4.9. Lord Krishna is saying that just by remembering my activities, my birth, my appearance, you will never take birth again in this mortal world. This is my promise. Right? So being Krishna conscious means to remember Krishna at all times. Just remember Krishna. Right? When you remember Krishna, you will not do any activity which Krishna doesn't like. That is called practical application. Right? Simple. Bhakti is very simple. For example, uh, a husband and wife, say, uh, Prasad Prabhu and his wife, right? Now, will Prasad Prabhu do anything that his wife doesn't like? Obviously, no, because you love each other, so you will not try to do things which will hurt others. That's all is consciousness. And this is wife consciousness, right? Or spouse consciousness. Just remove that spouse and keep Krishna there. That is Krishna consciousness. And there is practical application of Krishna consciousness, which means I will not do things which Krishna wouldn't like. That's all. So sometimes some things are so difficult to explain, but when you try to put it in simple words, they're as simple to understand, right? Did you all understand what is Krishna consciousness? Hmm? What I just told?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what did I say? Can anyone repeat? What is Krishna consciousness?
To remember Krishna all the time in whatever we do.
Yes. And
Don't
to
do
not
any.
do things which will make Krishna
Don't.
feel bad, isn't it? We will not do things which will make Krishna feel, array, what is this person? Again is going back to material life, again is going away from me, again is performing activities which will create karma for himself, right? So we will not do activities which Krishna prohibits. I mean, at least we'll endeavor to stop those activities. It's not easy. Habits don't break that easily. Habits are very, very difficult. Tendencies are very, very difficult to change. But at least we'll begin that journey. We'll begin that journey by first of all accepting what all problems we have, and then start working on those problems one by one, right? Okay. So the first verse is about remembering Krishna at the time of death, so that we can go back to Krishna. Second verse, Lord Krishna is saying, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mai arpita mano buddhir mam evaishyasi asamshaya. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Right? So, in such a simple way, one of the essential message here Krishna is saying is start fighting, continue to fight. So, Krishna consciousness doesn't mean you have to leave your family, leave your job. కృష్ణ కాన్షియస్ అంటే ఏదో కుటుంబాన్ని వదిలేయాలి, ఉద్యోగం వదిలేయాలి, డబ్బులు సంపాదించడం వదిలేయాలి, అది కాదు. That is not Krishna consciousness. That is wrong way to understand Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness needs to actually get into our activity. డబ్బులు సంపాదించాలి, కానీ ఆ డబ్బుల మీద ఆశ ఉంచుకోవద్దు. ఉద్యోగం చేయాలి, కానీ ఆ ఉద్యోగమే జీవితం అనుకోవద్దు. Right? So we should remember that there is a purpose of life which is higher than all these things, but these things are needed. So you continue with your life. At the same time, Krishna is saying this, remember me, do it for me, right? Now the next verse, 8.8, Lord Krishna is saying, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya gamina paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. Right? So beautifully, Lord Krishna is saying, now just read this. This is, I think we should print this and keep it in our room wherever we sit. Lord Krishna is saying, he who meditates on me, I'm chanting his name, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I don't have any doubt who is God. Who is God? Krishna is God. Nothing. Nobody else can be God. Only Krishna is God. His mind constantly engaged in remembering me, meaning he's always remembering his devotees, his activities, his leelas, all those things are remembering. Undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. So we'll go back. Just by doing these activities, we'll go back to Krishna. Right? Now here, further, in Srimad Bhagavatam also, Lord Krishna explains what is dharma, highest duty of human being. Right? So here, you can all repeat after me. Savai pumsam paro dharmo, yato bhaktir adokshaje. Ahoitaki aprahihata, yayatma suprasidati. Right? Savai pumsam paro dharmo, yato bhaktir adokshaje, ahoitaki aprahihata, yayatma suprasidati. It's a beautiful verse. Actually, it summarizes everything that we are doing in spiritual life. So, I'll read the translation, then I'll explain you. The supreme occupation dharma of all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Suprasidati, satisfy the self. Right? So here, Lord Krishna is saying, Savai pumsam paro dharma. What is dharma? Dharma means to serve God. As simple as that, to serve God, to connect with God and serve God. That is dharma. So what is paro dharma? There are many dharmas we have. Of course, the highest dharma is what it was, serving God. But many dharmas, husband dharma, wife dharma, mother dharma, job dharma, business dharma. So many dharmas we have. But paro dharma, highest dharma, is to serve God. We should not forget that. We should do all other dharmas. Like if somebody says, Krishna consciousness anta పూజలేనా భజనలేనా ఇంక జీవితం లేదా ఉన్నది చాలా ఉంది జీవితం ఉన్నది కానీ అన్నిటికన్నా ముఖ్యమైనది భగవంతుడు ఉన్నాడు రైట్ సో we should do everything. We will have a social circle, we will have a family circle, a friend circle, but we'll also have devotional circle. Very, very important. Right? So, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma. So, we should perform that highest duty. Apart from the normal dharmas, Parodharma. Savai pumsam parodharma yato bhakti radhokshaje. We should perform bhakti. Ahoitaki aprahiyata. So we should recognize first of all whom to perform the bhakti with. It's not like anybody I like, I'll start performing with the adhokshaja, right? He who is the supreme, I am trying to perform bhakti to him. Who is supreme? Now, we have so clearly spent such a long time in 10th canto, sorry, in 10th session, who is God, explaining who is God. You cannot just tell everybody that you see is God. No, there is a supreme God, supreme Lord, and he has expansions, he has avatars, he has energy, Shakti Avesha avatars, so many Manmantra avatars, and, Guna avatars, Leela avatars. There are so many avatars. Dasha avatars is one of the concepts, but there are many avatars, right? So all these things are there, but who is the supreme? We should know that Krishna, Narayan is the supreme, right? So this, when you understand, then you can perform your dharma perfectly. Meaning, whom are you supposed to worship? Then how are you supposed to worship? Ahoitaki aprahihata. It is saying ahoitaki unmotivated and unconditional. We go to God with so many conditions, saying, I want this, I want that. If you don't give, you are not the best God. I'll go to Tuesday God. If not Tuesday God, Wednesday God. If not Wednesday God, Thursday God. That is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. God is always giving. God is always listening. If He is not giving to you now, that means there is a higher reason why He is stopping it now. It's not that He doesn't want to give. Or maybe what you're asking is not good for your spiritual life. So He'll not give. Right? So He's our Father. He's our most well-wisher. Yeah. So, savai pumsam paro dharmo yado bhakti radhokshaji ahoitaki aprahihata. Unconditional and unmotivated. Meaning, I will do because I feel nice. I'll do because I'm fearful. I'll do because it's needed. I'll do because my parents are doing. I'll do because society expects. That and all is not bhakti. Yato bhakti radhakshaye aitaki aprahiyata yayatma suprasidati. When you do with all those conditions, you will not find happiness. But when you do with no conditions, just to satisfy God, that will give you happiness. That will give you a lot of happiness. Right? So this is a beautiful explanation, practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So it started with remember Krishna always, perform your duty along with that, and remember that He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and perform your dharma without any attachment, right? Without attachment, unmotivatedly and uninterruptedly. It's not like, somebody says, oh, I love my wife is so nice. Excuse me, 1 minute. Just 1 second, please. I have to take this. Hello, Vimaya? Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhuji, I didn't mean to take the call. It was from the farm. So anything that comes from Goshala, I have to take it. There is some work that is going to happen today. So I had to go there actually. Yeah. So what was I saying? I kind of got diverted. I was saying unmotivated, uninterrupted. Yes. Ahoitaki aprahihata. So uninterrupted. Bhakti should be uninterrupted. If somebody says, I was saying the example of I love my wife, right? So if I say I love my wife, what if somebody says that, I love my wife, but I love her so much that I love her every Sunday from 2 to 3 o'clock? It's meaningless, right? I mean, what kind of a love is that? You love your wife, then you love all the time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. How can you say that, I love my wife only for 2 to 3 o'clock on a Sunday, right? That's meaningless love. In the same way, you cannot tell that Bhagavantudu ante maaku prema kani గుడికి పోయినప్పుడు కానీ ఏదైనా పూజ చేసినప్పుడు కానీ no, there's no kani. Love for God means always, always, in every state. Whether you're with your family, whether you're with your office, whether you're in your any place, you're always constantly remembering Krishna and always in a mood to serve. How can you find an opportunity to serve? Like for example, recently, as you know, I'm trying to serve in villages, right? In the villages, trying to preach Krishna consciousness. So I was raising funds for Bhagavad Gita. So I even called my boss, the directors of the company, the promoters of the company, and I being head of finance, normally we have talks relating to the company financial situation, compliances, all that. But I told them, hey, I want to talk to you something personal. And I said, yeah, tell me, Lakshman, what do you want to talk personal? I said, yes, I am doing this service, and if you are interested, you can join me. There's no compulsion. You can sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas for Krishna. So I spoke to 2, 3 of them. Couple of them came forward. They actually sponsored Bhagavad Gita. So my entire job also became Krishna conscious, right? So and then I continue to be what I am, and they continue to be what they are. It doesn't change anything. I still have to work my finance work. I have to continue with my daily chores, but then I am always remembering Krishna. I'm just giving me as an example. I'm a very insignificant person, but I'm just trying to tell how you can think, how you can, like, for example, there's one more Prabhuji in our satsang, his name is Lakshmikant Prabhu. He is a great photographer, right? So he's a page 3 photographer, and he came to Krishna consciousness through our satsangs in Gachibowli. He came, and he's always now looking for opportunities to serve. So he will go and do some photo shoots in when we are doing some festivals, and convert that beautifully into a video edited thing. Why do we do all that? Not for popularity, for attracting others to come to Krishna, right? So he's using his talent for bringing others closer to Krishna, like that. So everybody has a talent. Like one of my god sisters, she's a writer. She writes very nicely, and now she's transcripting the lectures of my guru, and she's writing books to encourage people to come to Krishna consciousness, right? So you use what you have as a talent to bring people closer to Krishna, right? Something like that. And everybody can do our part. It's not like, in service means I have to sit and preach. No, that is not the only service. Preaching is just one of the services. Even sweeping a temple is service. For Krishna, there is no difference between a sweeper and a preacher. No difference. A preacher might feel, hey, I'm sitting here, 100 people are listening to me, I'm great, I have knowledge. For Krishna, that knowledge is nothing but pride. And Krishna hates pride. So for Krishna, a person sweeping the temple, or a person even decorating flowers, some Matajis sit down and they make flower garlands, right? For Krishna every day. That activity is equal to Krishna as much as is preaching or any other activity, or taking care of cows, or taking care of temple management activity, or devotional activity, chanting. Everything is same for Krishna. From Krishna's perspective, it's about how much are we remembering him when we are performing that activity. Right? Any doubts on this, Prabhuji, that we just discussed? Are you able to follow what I'm speaking today?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. It is so difficult to share knowledge, looking at your own face in the laptop. Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay. So setting the expectations, right? So even after starting spiritual life, some questions are there that trouble us. Can you tell me, anybody, what kind of questions trouble you even after starting spiritual life? Most of you have started spiritual life. You're all chanting. Some of you have stopped, you know, honoring some things which are not good for spiritual life. Some of you are still in the process. Some of you have started kirtans in the house. But still, there are some questions. Right? I've just listed down some. For example, is it possible for any one of us to go back to God? Really? Is it so? How many have this question?
All Prabhuji.
Huh? Yes, a lot of people get this question. I had this question, right? I don't think I'm ready for complete surrender. How many have this question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Huh? Okay. I'm too materially conditioned. I think I need more time. Anybody here? I am the one who has this question all the time. Yes. When can I ever be what is expected as per scriptures? How many have this question?
Prabhuji.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I don't think I'll be able to strike a balance in my situation. నేను నా జీవితంలో కష్టం boss. How many have this question?
Yeah.
Huh? So this is your mind and heart. Remember this. These questions are not a question of your heart. They're the question of mind. Mind always wants to pull you back, but you should follow your heart. These all things are questions, valid questions, but they are impediments for you to make progress. Remember Krishna, stay in association. You don't have to worry about all these things. How Krishna will come and take you, whether you will be able to surrender completely, how my habits will change, what I'll become, whether I'll become or not, and whether I can practice properly in my life or not. Why do you bother about all this? Just attend satsangs regularly, chant your rounds regularly, stay in sangha. That's all is what you need. Everything else Krishna will take care. This is too much for me to handle. I will stop and think again. Is there anybody like that? No, I don't think so. Because you're still in the satsang. There are so many who joined when we started, we were 45. I think we are somewhere around 20 now. What happened to the remaining 25? Maybe they are thinking like this. This is too much to handle now. I'll stop and think again. That's okay. They have made some progress, and whenever they are ready, they'll come back. Right? So that is how spiritual life is. And after this course, you'll have answers for many things. What we did, the 12 session course, you have how to begin my spiritual life, how to make progress in my current situation, how to strike a balance, right? With and handle everything. Is anybody doing all these things here, Matajis? Yeah. Any Mataji who's doing all these 6 things?
We try to do our best, Prabhuji.
This is almost like Padma Mataji, right? Both Padma Matajis. One hand chanting bag, one hand kartal, one hand spoon making the sabzi, one hand Bhagavatam, and other hand children. Right? That's okay. You're still able to do that. You're still able to do that. Don't worry. Krishna is allowing you to do. So where can I get perfect and constant guidance? Right? You'll have answers for the answer is you have to go to Guru. Now you know where to go. You cannot go to any Falana Timka person and ask. You know that you have to go to scriptures. You have to go to a guru who teaches from scriptures. What is the simplest and surest way to to achieve the goal? Is yes, continue your chanting, continue in association. How to perfect my life and achieve the highest goal. This also you understood how to, right? Bhakti yoga, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga. We've discussed about all these things, right? Now, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna's message is not merely theory, right? Very clearly, Lord Krishna is saying, my dear Arjuna, 9.1 is saying, because you are not envious of me, I shall impart to you the most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Right? So from theory to practical. So very clearly, Krishna is saying, knowing which you will be relieved of miseries of material existence. It is very practical. Lord Krishna is explaining. Right? Next. Jnanam means knowledge, and Vijnanam means realizations for that knowledge. So, what is the use of knowledge that cannot be or cannot be applied? Hmm? So, for example, you have taken so much knowledge from these sessions, Sunday morning sessions. You've sacrificed 1 year of Sundays. That is a huge, biggest sacrifice, right? Now you get all this knowledge, but you are not willing to apply it. What is the use? For example, these many pills are being given, but you don't take the pills. What is the use? Or these many tickets you buy, but you never board the flight or never go to the theater. What is the use, right? The same way, knowledge which is not applied is useless knowledge. So we should know how to apply it. Why did Lord Krishna choose Arjuna to tell Bhagavad Gita? Now let us discuss a little bit on this. Why did Lord Krishna choose Arjuna to tell Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, any answers? Hmm? Any answers? He could have chosen Veda Vyas. He could have made Veda Vyasadev. Sit down, Vyasadev. I'll tell you Bhagavad Gita. You can document it directly. Why did he choose Arjuna?
Prabhuji, I think in the past you have given some glimpses on this one. Like Arjuna was very ready for taking his knowledge, and because like he has like bhakti, which like surrender or
Yes,
sharanagati.
yes. That verse, what is it? 2.7. 2.7 or 2.8. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava paschami tvam dharma samooda cheta yat shreyascha nischitam bruhi tanme shishyashyateham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am a soul surrendered unto you. Please impart me the knowledge. I'm confused. Please give me the knowledge. So he surrendered, yes. But my question is not Arjuna surrender. I'm saying, okay, one of the reasons may be that, but why did Krishna choose Arjuna? He could have chosen Bhishma. Bhishma is a much more knowledgeable person. He's a Mahajan, right? So why didn't he choose Bhishma? Why didn't he choose Vyasa or Vidura to give this knowledge? Who are much better knowledgeable persons than Arjuna. Why Arjuna? Any thoughts?
I think he is the one who is clearly following Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga.
Well, Yudhishthir is also following, or even Bhishma is following. Now, how about Vyasa? Vyasadeva is also following. Vidura is also following. Vidura is following more. He is Dharmaraj. Why Arjuna?
Also, I think you mentioned previously, like he's like one of us, like he represents like kind of how we think and how we like.
You're
So,
very close, Prasad Prabhu. Just elaborate.
so he want to give not only to Arjuna, like all the people who are thinking like Arjuna.
Arjuna was a family man. He was a family man. He had children. He had to fill timesheets for his brother. He had a job. He was a king. He had to travel to Madhapur office. He had to travel to Astinapur, for office work. Isn't it? Yes, he was a family man. Bhagavad Gita is not for a sannyasi, Prabhujis and Matajis. Bhagavad Gita is not for a mendicant. Bhagavad Gita is mainly for a grahastha, like you and me, for us. That is the reason Krishna chose Arjuna. If Krishna would have told Bhagavad Gita to Vedavyas, who will be interested to hear this? Bhagavad Gita becomes only a scripture for discussion in Himalayas, isn't it? Are you all with me? Padma Mataji, what do you feel? Padma Gandhi Mataji?
ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ కరెక్ట్
అవునా కదా?
అవునండి
భగవద్గీత మనకు,
అవును
మనలాంటి వాళ్ళు, సన్యాసులకు కాదు,
కరెక్ట్
చిన్న వదిలేసిన వాళ్ళకి కాదు,
కరెక్ట్
మనకు, గృహస్థులకు, బాధ్యతలు ఉన్న వాళ్ళకు, బాధ్యతలు లేని వాళ్ళకి కాదు, పిల్లలు ఉన్న వాళ్ళకు, బాధ్యతలు ఉన్న వాళ్ళకు, కష్టాలు ఉన్న వాళ్ళకు, సుఖాలు కష్టాలు చుట్టాలు, బంధువులు. Did Arjuna have relatives, Prabhuji and Matajis?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
ఎవరెవరు ఉండే బంధువులు కురుక్షేత్రలో?
మొత్తం అందరూ బంధువులే ప్రభుజీ.
అందరూ బంధువులే ఉండే, అందరూ. రెడ్డిలు, కమ్మలు, వర్మలు అందరు ఉండరు. రావులు, ఇంకెవరు చెప్పండి, లిస్ట్లో ఎవరున్నారు? ఇంకా రాజులు, కపూర్లు, కురానాలు, మిశ్రాలు, సింగులు, పాండ్యన్లు. తమిళనాడులో ఇంకెవరు ఉన్నారా? పేర్లు ఉంటాయి తమిళనాడులో. పెరియస్వామిలు అందరూ ఉండే. All his relatives were on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra అన్నది మన జీవితం. Kurukshetra is our life. Right? Sorry, Preeti Mataji, are you able to follow? Sometimes I'm speaking Telugu.
No, Prabhuji, I don't understand Telugu.
Oh, I'm so sorry. मैं कह रहा था कि भगवद गीता हम लोगों के लिए है जो गृहस्थ हैं, और यहाँ पे हमारे रिलेटिव्स हैं. अर्जुना के रिलेटिव्स थे.
Yes.
बहुत सारे थे, सब तरह के नाम थे. कपूर थे, मिश्रा थे, आपका अग्रवाल थे. कुरुक्षेत्र में अग्रवाल भी थे.
Okay.
हमारे लिए, हम जैसों के लिए. It is for us. It is scripture for grahasthas. It is. I'm not saying it's not for sannyasi. I'm saying we all should not feel that Bhagavad Gita deals with renunciation and things. It's not for me. No, it is for us. It is specifically for us. It should be taught to every family. It should be taught to every student, every person.
Go watch it now because obviously this video will spoil it. 3, 2, 1.
Wait a second. I'll just mute everyone. Yeah. Let's go further. So why was Arjuna taking this knowledge? Number one, Arjuna was a family man with children, wife, brothers, mother, and responsibilities. His decision was going to affect the lives of 64 crore humans, the number of people on battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna was a Kshatriya, and his business was to save the innocent from the cruel. Right? So he was qualified and he had to be put on the job. This was the biggest decision he had to make. So it took 90 minutes to discuss it out. Right? So that's a great, see, that's something that we have to learn from Arjuna. You should take some time out. Don't just reject things. Don't just accept things. Just take some time out. Before you do the most important activity, take some time out. Arjuna understood the purpose of life before fixing his bow on the target, selecting his goal. Right? So true spirituality teaches us how to live dynamically and purposefully. Right? Dynamically, meaning you should be able to dynamically put yourself and make yourself adaptable to every situation. That is dynamic. And purposefully, meaning you know why you're doing what you're doing. It's not whimsical. Why are you chanting? Because Prabhuji ne bola. No, you're not chanting because Prabhuji ne bola. Chanting karne se, when you chant God's names, you'll remember God. You will, like for example, let me ask this question, or I don't know if it's already the case there, but see, earlier when suddenly something used to happen, surprise me. I used to say chuck, or I used to say chi, or I used to say something used to come out of my mouth. Amma, it'll come, Amma, something like that. But because I'm chanting for years and years, now suddenly something happens. What comes out?
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Krishna. Suddenly somebody put something in my leg and I fell down on the ground. Amma! Now it's Krishna. It is come. Right? So we are bringing Krishna into our life. Bringing Krishna into what? Keeping Krishna in our heart. So chanting works. Chanting works. Yes, I may not be able to chant with full concentration. I'm thinking about my office while I'm chanting. I'm thinking about my cooking while I'm chanting. I'm thinking about my finances while I'm chanting. Actually, mind functions double efficiently when we are chanting. It literally doesn't want us to listen to the names of God. But that's okay. I'll continue to chant. I will keep on pulling the mind back. Keep on. Every day is a struggle. Every morning is a struggle. Every round is a struggle. Every mantra is a struggle. Every word in the mantra is a struggle. Spiritual life itself is a struggle. Spiritual life is a war against your mind from morning till night. It's a war. Kurukshetra. The war is not outside. The war is inside. Right? I'm preaching to you all, but actually I'm preaching to myself. I'm preaching to myself that you follow what you're saying. Try to follow what you're saying. Remember your guru. Remember Srila Prabhupada, what they have given. Try to practice. Be sincere. So this is a struggle. There is always diversion. There is always priorities. There is always allurements, material senses, needs, diversions. Still you go forward. Right? Still you have to go forward. So that's about Arjuna, why he chose, right? So tomorrow if somebody says, why are you practicing? Tell that Arjuna practice. So what is the problem? I should also practice. Right? Theory to practical. Misconceptions about spirituality. Can anybody tell? We already discussed about this, but what all misconceptions people have about spirituality? Prabhuji?
That they should be away from family life.
Yes. Haribol. Next.
Difficult.
It's very difficult. Yes. What else?
It should be done in old age.
Yes, it should be done in old age. And
What the others think. What the others think if you practice spiritual.
What other? Ayyo Rama. నీకు బుద్ధి ఉందారా? నువ్వు ఎంత పని చేసినావు? ఇంకేమున్నాయి చెప్పండి. అన్ని చెప్పాలి.
Not needed now.
నాట్ నీడెడ్ నౌ. హరిబోల్. ద $1 million. ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకురా బాబు ఇవన్నీ? ఇప్పుడు ఉద్యోగం చేయి, కుక్కలా పని చేయి, ఇంకో ఫ్లాట్ కొను. ఒక ఫ్లాట్ తో ఏమవుతుంది? 2 పిల్లలు. బుద్ధి ఉందా నీకు? ఎస్. ఇంకా వాట్ అదర్ misconceptions people have? You'll stop earning money.
Prabhuji, they think that we have to do big yajnas and all.
You should do yajnas and all, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, too many rituals. Too many rituals. Yes, very good point. Amazing point. Haribol. Children are listening. Good point is it is not for children. People think no, spirituality is for children. Prahlad Maharaj says in 7th canto, from 5 years onwards, children should be taught spirituality, so that the whole life they'll be happy. What else? Misconceptions. Arvind Prabhu, you said your mother and aunt is there. Do they want to add anything? ఏమైనా మీ ప్రకారంగా భక్తి మార్గంలో వెళ్ళే వాళ్ళకు ఎలాంటి ఆటంకాలు ఉంటాయి? ఎటువంటి అపోహలు ఉంటాయి? Preeti Mataji, anything from your side?
He has turned mad.
पागल हो गया है. Yes. भक्त मतलब पागल. आप जानते हैं माता जी, सिर्फ 2 ही लोग खुश रह सकते हैं इस दुनिया में. There are only 2 people who can be really happy in this world. One is a mad fellow, second is a devotee. सिर्फ या पागल खुश हो सकता है या फिर एक भक्त खुश हो सकता है, और कोई यहाँ पे खुश नहीं रह सकता. मानती है बात माता जी? Okay, so I'll put down the list in the interest of time. Good, thank you for your answers. Many good answers. So misconceptions, we actually covered most of them. So number 1, it is for old people only. Bude ho to. What is the problem with this, Prabhuji? Why this doesn't work? Is it for really old people? No, because if you don't have interest during your young life, why will you practice during old life, right? How many people see old people in my home avatar practicing spirituality? Have you seen?
10% Prabhuji, maybe.
Not even 1%. Not even 1%. In fact, the more they're becoming older, the more they're becoming materialistic. Because they're insecure. Because they don't believe in God, or their conception of God is not clear. They become more insecure. And they will pass on that insecurity on next generation. Their son who is going to satsang, they'll stop. ఎందుకు పోతున్నారా బాబు పోకరా బాబు మేము కూడా మాకు కూడా తెలుసు భక్తి అంటే ఏంటో మేము పోయినామా మేము మంచిగా లేమా these are all nonsense they'll speak because they themselves are not clear on what spiritual life is. They're not, and because they have led their young life without God or with not proper understanding of God, they will be insecure to see their children going towards it. And you can see in my home avatar, so many people, they're walking and talking about plots and about villas and the price rise in Madhapur, and some now the latest talk is when will the metro come? Will the station come near to avatar or away from avatar? How does it matter? For a person who is so close to death from age per se, all of us are close to death. From age per se, that fellow is already in his 70s, still thinking about properties. What do you think will happen to his next life? Yam yam vapisvaram bhavan. Krishna is saying, remember me at the time of death. What will they remember? They'll remember about the properties, about the price rises, stock exchange, mutual funds. That's what they'll remember. What will happen? They'll take birth again here. Madhapur, Tellapurli pudtaralandaru. Again, they'll go to job. Again, they'll go to Phoenix Green School. Some other school. They'll take birth. They'll continue job. Then they'll die again. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshana darshana. Right. So spirituality is not for old people. That's a big misconception people have. Right. So what else did we discuss? One is spirituality is for old people. Second is it is for ladies. Have you seen this scene? This is a very common scene, Haribol.
Very true, Prabhuji.
Ladies. Bhakti ante adolu. ఏ టెంపుల్ లో చూసినా ఆడోళ్ళు, అది ముసలోళ్ళు, రేర్గా కొంతమంది యంగ్స్టర్స్ అంతే. You Satyanarayana Vratam, I see, I come from a Reddy family, I see. We enter into Satyanarayana Vratam, ladies will go inside the house, gents will sit outside the house, chairless. Inside Satyanarayana Katha is going on, outside real estate Katha is going on. Nonsense is going on. And inside also, ladies are not speaking about Satyanarayana Vratam. They're only discussing, ఏ చీర ఏ పెళ్లికి వేసుకున్నది, ఏ నగ ఏ పెళ్లికి వేసుకున్నారు, ఇది ఎప్పుడు కొంటది, అది అప్పుడు అమ్మాలి, ఇది ఎట్లా అది ఎట్లా, and that's all. We are only discussing about materialistic things. Women are discussing materialistic things, men are discussing materialistic things, and even the Brahmana sitting there is telling materialistic stories because he wants to make more business. He wants to scare people. If you don't do Satyanarayana Vratam, you will go doomed. So better call me and give my commission. So where is Narayana in that? Where is love for God in that? సత్యనారాయణ వ్రతం చేయకపోతే మీ ఇంట్లో అయిపోతుంది. సత్యనారాయణ చేయకపోతే వాడు అల్లుడు చచ్చిపోయాడు. సత్యనారాయణ వ్రతం చేయకపోతే ఈ రాజు నాశనం అయిపోయింది. సత్యనారాయణ వ్రతం చేయకపోతే ఇది గుర్తుగానే వచ్చింది. ఆల్ ఫియర్ఫుల్ స్టోరీస్. నథింగ్ అబౌట్ భాగవత్ కథ, నథింగ్ అబౌట్ హౌ కృష్ణ లవ్స్ యూ, నథింగ్ అబౌట్ లార్డ్ రామ్స్ లవ్ ఫర్ హనుమాన్, నథింగ్. Materialistic. And am I saying that you should not do Satyanarayana Vratam? You should do Satyanarayana Vratam. But why don't you recite good stories? Why don't you remember Narayana and Lakshmi Narayana? Hear some nice pastimes of how Lord Narayana went and saved Gajendra. How Lord Narayana appeared as Narasimhadev and saved Prahlad. What are the qualities of Prahlad? Why don't you discuss these things? Materialistic, completely materialistic. Ladies, you will see only ladies sitting there. Ritualistic ladies. They don't, I'll not blame them. At least they are coming. And Srila Prabhupada told, in the age of Kali Yuga, many ladies will go back to Krishna. All gents will rot here. They'll rot here. The tendency is, the ladies are generally very sentimental. They develop attachment with everything, including God, very easily. Plain by nature. Right? So that is another thing, right? It's for ladies. Third, it's for sentimentalists, people who are not courageous. భగవంతుని దగ్గరికి ఎవరు వెళ్తారు? పనికి మాలిన పోతారు భగవంతుడి దగ్గర. పని వచ్చినోడు భుజబలంతో చేసి చూపిస్తాడు. ఇన్ హిందీ ప్రీతి మాతాజీ, भगवान के पास कौन जाता है? जो बेकार लोग होते हैं वो लोग जाते हैं. जिसके पास बल है, शक्ति है, वो भगवान के पास थोड़ी जाएगा, वो तो खुद करके दिखाएगा. मानती है माता जी? ऐसे लोग सोचते हैं.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So people think like that. Sentimentalists. God is for sentimentalists. Spirituality is for sentimentalists. No, actually, materialistic people are in a mental state, mentally disturbed people. Spiritual people are actually mentally stable because they know what is body, what is soul, what is God. They have full, clear clarity. Other people, they don't have. What are their conceptions, misconceptions? It is for less intelligent people. Meaning, if intelligence, same. One is about sentimental, second is about intelligence. Third, exploits our money. Dekho, gaya spirituality, paisa khatam. Right? You're going to satsang, khatam. You'll start giving donations. You're going to satsang, you'll start giving for God. You'll start going to satsang, you'll start giving out, you'll start shelling out your properties. You'll not have much motivation to earn. You'll have more motivation to burn. Do people think like that?
Yes.
It's a hard truth. And unfortunately, Prabhuji, there are people and there are temples and there are some not very well-trained Brahmanas who actually are exploiting people. They're exploiting people. They are fear-mongering, and they're exploiting money. And today religion is blamed for misusing money of people. It is true. So many gurus like that. What is that? The fake Amma. One Amma is there. What is her name? Amma Bhagwan. Have you heard that name? Amma Bhagwan.
Yes, Prabhu.
How much does he charge for darshan? Do you know how much he charges for darshan? 50,000 plus rupees. My own mother's brother, my mama, he goes and gives her 50,000 rupees for a darshan. And she'll sit like this. Patichi respect hogutte. Acha sari pen ke sit like this. Donkey in front of donkey, all donkeys are sitting. No brain. And they are exploiting. And when common people see this, when common people see, hey, what is this lady doing? She is sitting like this, taking 50,000 rupees. This useless fellow is sentimental. Amma, he is giving 50,000 rupees. I don't want that kind of spirituality. I don't want that kind of spirituality. Right? That's what people feel. That's why a lot of people don't come towards spirituality. They'll say now they'll sentimentally exploit them. Mind to chappul nadustunnai. I don't know if you've seen that. When I was in America, my customer called me to his house once. He said, I got Sai Baba's chappal and it moves. I said, really? And then I went and sat there, just was seeing the fun, people were, the chappal mutkuni, they're crying, oh, Baba, they're crying. I also went, I kept my hands there, nothing moved. And there is a huge donation, there is a huge propaganda, there is a huge mind lo gadilne, మా ఇంట్లో విభూతి రాలేదు మీ ఇంట్లో రాలేదా విభూతి అయ్యో మీరు అంత మంచి బాబా ఫ్యాన్స్ కాదండి మా ఇంట్లో ఎప్పుడు వాడుతూనే ఉంటుంది విభూతి రావు వాడుతూనే ఉంటుంది ఇట్స్ నాన్ సెన్స్ డివోషన్ there is no sense in that, there is no scriptural basis in that. Sentimentalists, right? Yes, sir. Sometime back I told, right, spirituality means for sentimentalists, not for practical people. By doing such things we are spoiling religion. We should worship people who are mentioned in scriptures. Most important, we should know who is God. So very, very essential things, right? It might be heavy, Prabhuji and Mataji, but I'm just sharing because now is the time we have to practically apply, right? There is a presentation. Yes. What else? Money. They're exploiting our money. What else? Have to leave everything. Have to leave everything. Yeah, we discussed about this, right? So you should become like this. No, I am not like that. No happiness. Spirituality means no happiness. Bore kodutadi. Abba, kucho pedtaru, champtaru. They will never talk. They will, they'll just sit and meditate. There is no happiness. No, it's not like that. Krishna consciousness is very, very filled with happiness. No good activity. People think spiritual people don't have activity. I think spiritual people only have activity, if you really ask me. No enjoyment, right? I cannot eat this, I cannot eat that, You can eat a lot of good things, which is good for your health. I'll ask you a simple question, Prabhuji and Mataji. If you eat food, if you eat prasadam, according to the regulations that Krishna is keeping in Bhagavad Gita, will you become healthy or not?
Will become healthy, Prabhuji.
Will pakka become healthy.
Yes.
automatically you'll follow Ayurveda. Ayurveda, you don't need to go to a doctor. Automatically you'll follow Ayurveda. If you just follow the diet that Krishna is prescribing, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Not too salty, not too bitter, not too hot, not filled with flesh or any animal thing. Vegetables, vegetarian. And offer it to God, offer it to me. Krishna is saying, I'll remove all the sins from it. You'll become very healthy. That's why a lot of people who come to satsang, they like prasadam more than anything. Because prasadam is different. You make the same pongal, same upma in your house, you eat the same thing in a satsang, it's different. How many felt any difference at all?
Prabhuji, the taste is very nice there, Prabhuji. At home it will be normal, but there it will be really nice taste.
Hari
Like
Hari.
the temple prasadam.
We also enjoyed Ekadashi prasadam at your place 2 weeks back. Your mother made very nice dishes.
She liked only gulab jamun from Mataji, which is offered to Krishna. She never eats gulab jamun from me.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada told gulab jamun are bullets, ISKCON bullets. If anybody is hit by that bullet, he'll die. Pakka. Material life dead. Hare Krishna. Yes. So many misconceptions, right? Yeah. So because answers were not given to open questions on religion, today no one understands anything about God. That is a problem. Nobody gave proper answers. Serving hands are better than praying hands. Have you heard this? Serving hands are better than praying hands because no one knows whom to pray and how to pray. That is a problem. There's a big comment, Instead of praying, why don't you just go and do some service? What is the use of going to satsang? Instead, go to Anathalaya, Anath Charanam and give some donation. Like that people speak. Arey Baba, first understand whom to pray, how to pray. Automatically you'll understand that you can serve better. Material knowledge is not a must to exist. Spiritual knowledge is a must to exist. Exit this endless cycle of birth and death. With material knowledge, you cannot exit. You will just continue. Right? So there are many misconceptions, Prabhuji and Mataji, that people have when it comes to spiritual life. But today, we are talking about practical application, so we are going to go above it. Importance of getting a guru. Importance of, once again, I'll hide this video panel. Importance of getting spiritual knowledge, Bhagavad Gita. Right? Bhagavad Gita answers basic questions. This we already discussed. Just a recap. Why am I always looking for happiness? What is stopping me from being happy? What are the real problems of life? How do I solve these problems? How can I achieve uninterrupted, unconditional happiness? These are all things Bhagavad Gita will answer, right? Because the highest truth, definition of knowledge is the highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. These 4 criteria are true. What we are speaking is the highest truth, not sub-truth. It's the absolute truth coming from scriptures. Is reality. It actually works. It distinguished from illusion. When you practice spiritual life, you'll automatically come out of illusion. You can see the reality in front of you for the welfare of all. This knowledge is for the welfare of all. It's not like it's only applicable for human beings. It's applicable for everybody for eternity at any time. And it helps you to discriminate between good and bad, between permanent and temporary, between freedom and real freedom. We discussed about freedom and real freedom, right? Habits that bind you, you will get rid of those habits, you will actually become free. Yeah. So Bhagavad Gita explains about 5 concepts very, very clearly. Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, and Ishvara. These 5 things will become clear when you finish Bhagavad Gita. Very, very clear. So why do we need a guru in spiritual life? Because we discussed about this. Direct sense perception, Pratyaksha Praman to get knowledge. There are 4 problems with this. What are those 4 problems? So first let us say what are the 3 ways to acquire knowledge. Anumana Praman, Pratyaksha Praman, Anumana Praman, Shabda Praman. To see, hear, smell, touch, taste and get knowledge. To read books and get knowledge through inference. And through Shabda Praman, through an authority. Which is the best among them? And why is it? Problems with Pratyaksha Praman is the senses are limited. The senses can be subjected to illusion. The senses have a tendency of making mistakes, Brahma. And we have cheating propensity, Vipralipsa, right? And problem with Anumana Praman is very simple. We interpret the knowledge based on our mode of consciousness. Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Sattoguna will interpret the knowledge. We have understood, we have understand only that much as our kosha. If you're an Annamaya kosha, Jnanamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Anandamaya kosha, according to that only you will apply this knowledge. So some of you, if you're seeing that I'm going very fast on this, don't worry. These all have been covered in detail, very much detail in the previous sessions. So this is like a recap, a little recap, from the previous sessions, which is coming at the end. So Shabda Praman, number one, to save the time and energy, you will get the knowledge from Veda scriptures as it is. Guru will repeat what he has received from his Guru, from his Guru, from his Guru, from his Guru in Parampara, recommended by God himself. Krishna himself is saying, Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarisho Vidhu, in 4th chapter is saying that, right? So material knowledge can be learned from bottom to top, but spiritual knowledge flows from top to bottom. Mercy and Guru and Parampara is compulsory. You have to get a Parampara, you have to get a Guru. So what are the qualifications of a Guru who imparts spiritual knowledge, Prabhuji and Matajis? He is bona fide from a Parampara. Can anyone remember what are the qualifications of a Guru? Like for example, here is a power plant. How do you get electricity in the house, right? So I can explain the importance of Parampara and Guru through this example. So power plant, setup transformer, tower, transmission station, distribution station, transformers, and finally home. This is how we get power. So what is power plant here? Power plant is nothing but Lord Krishna, right? Lord Krishna has to reach you, right? So electricity is what? Is instructions. Transmission station here is what? Is nothing but the scriptures, right? Information comes through the scriptures, like scriptures dealing with people in a mode of ignorance, goodness, and passion, right? Distribution stations are what? Paramparas, Guru Parampara. Transformers are Sadhu Sangha, meaning our spiritual association, satsangs. Right now we are the transformer, which is passing on the knowledge. And finally, home is what? Your temple or satsang. And finally, plug point is Diksha Guru or initiating Guru. From that Guru, you will receive the connection. What happens if the Diksha Guru is not connected to the transformer? What happens, Provision Matajis?
Then we will not get the correct knowledge, Prabhuji.
You will not get current. It's useless. Like some big dadiwala will come and say, I am speaking, I am speaking what is true. You have to understand what I'm speaking because I'm speaking from my perspective. What will happen? Nothing will happen. He's cheating you and you are being cheated. You want to be cheated, that's why you're sitting there. You don't want any bona fide knowledge from scripture. So that is where the problem is. Today in India, 99.99% people who are talking about Bhagavad Gita or anything related to spirituality don't have any guru, and that guru is not from Parampara. They're all self-realized speakers, and they call it as realization. Anybody can speak, and people like to speak. So people are speaking, people are listening. Right? That's what is going on. But nobody wants to see what is true. Sampradaya, the meaning of Sampradaya. Sam means Samyat Pradayate iti Sampradaya. Samyat means what? Completely. Pradayate, handing over. Complete handing over is called Sampradaya. Do you understand, Prabhuji Matajis? What is Sampradaya? Samyat Pradayate iti Sampradaya. Complete Samyat. Pradayate, handing over. Right? Complete handing over of knowledge. Externally, all plug points look the same. All gurus will look the same. You have to use the one which has connection to the parampara. For example, how do you know? If you put your finger inside and check what will happen, you'll become like this. Isn't it? So is that a good option? That I'll go to every guru in internet, I will go there, sit and listen, and I'll figure it out. What is the problem there? You can even become more confused. You can become more, mad. You might burn your fingers, right? Next, what is the best way? Use your intelligence. Make your check. Before even you get in, make your check. See the commitment of the purity of the followers. Look at the people who are following them. Are they really following the standard as mentioned in the scriptures? Are they faking themselves? Are they genuine? Are they? You can find out. Okay, not when you might find one person wrong, but look at the whole set of people around the world, how they are serving. According to that, you will know who is their guru. How do you know how good is a teacher? By looking at the students. When you look at the students, you will know how good is a teacher. Next, ask your guru to explain his unbroken parampara. Right? I did this mistake. I don't want to name who that guru was. I was sitting, there were more than 300 people in the auditorium. I got up, I said, "Sir, who is your guru? Can you tell me your entire parampara?" And immediately I was told, sit down, we'll answer later. Two people came and they said, "Sir, if you want to ask questions, come outside, we'll talk." Literally, I was removed because I was going to expose that guru. I didn't want to, but they felt that I'm going to expose. Right? So they asked me to leave. So this is what is going on, right? Cheating in the name of religion. And finally, no connection, no mercy. Please don't fool yourself with the help of another fool pretending to be a guru. Don't fool yourself. Don't go to such kind of gurus. They're not gurus. A guru who calls himself a guru is not a guru. Right? That simple funda I remember. No guru will call, no genuine guru will call, say that I'm guru. Of course, they'll play the role of a guru. They will do duties of a guru, but they'll never say that I'm a guru. They'll say, my guru is a guru. I'm a guru's servant. What will a guru tell? What will a guru tell? Prabhuji? I'm the servant of my guru. That's all they'll tell. Are you following me, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Fundamental. I'm telling you. No guru will have pride, ego for the knowledge he has. He will always tell, my guru knows better. I can repeat what my guru told. This is the standard across all Vaishnava Sampradayas. Across all. Ramanujacharya told his guru is better than, he's a mercy candidate of his own guru, Yamunacharya. Right? So you should understand the mood of a guru is not to declare himself. So you should know how to recognize a guru. Don't fall for any guru. Just like that. And guru will never hesitate to tell the truth. A guru will never hesitate. According to time, place, circumstance, he might tell the truth little softly, but he will never change the truth. He'll never change the truth. If, for example, if you go in front of any ISKCON devotee and ask, or any ISKCON sannyasi or guru, initiating guru, or any of the Siksha gurus, you go and ask, is Santoshima God? The answer will be very clear. Santoshima is no God. She will not say, oh, maybe you worship Santoshima, so I will not tell you. Maybe, for some days you do that, then you do. No. Straight, clear. Is eating this good, eating this bad? Very, very clear. Guru will not try to compromise the truth to create a following. Are you understanding, Prabhuji Mataji? Here, Guru is not for creating a following. I want followers. I want 100 followers, 200 followers. No, we don't want following. We want followers. We want followers who will follow not us. They'll follow the Guru Parampara. They'll follow the scriptures. They'll follow Lord Shri Krishna. That is the most important. ISKCON. So where did ISKCON come from? ISKCON is a foreign organization. All I can see only foreigners. Is that true? Is ISKCON a foreign organization or Indian organization? What is ISKCON? ISKCON is part of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Right? So, for example, Brahma, there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradaya: Brahma Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, and Rudra Sampradaya. Prabhuji and Mataji, are you all with me? Are you listening?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, please focus, because these are very important slides. Right? So, Brahma Sampradaya. In each Sampradaya, there are Acharyas. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Krishna, has seen the greatest qualities of each one of the Sampradaya, and he has taken two principles from each, and he has formed the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Swarupa Sampradaya. Right? Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva. God is simultaneously one and different from his energies. So Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, everything falls into Achintya Veda Advaita Tattva. It's Lord Sri Krishna himself. So we have this, in our altar, we always have this Guru Parampara. Right? So there is Prabhupada, is Guru Bhakti Siddhanta, is Guru Gaurkishore Babaji, is Guru Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and finally is Guru Jagannath Babaji, and the list goes on. If you go to the first page of Bhagavad Gita in your house, you will see the entire parampara of Brahma Madhva Gaud Guru Prabhu Sampradaya. Right? So qualifications of a guru, we continue, Guru presents the knowledge as it is. We discussed about it. I will not repeat again. People in the mode of ignorance, mind is enjoying. People in the mode of passion, senses are enjoying. People in the mode of goodness, intellect is enjoying. Right? So enjoyment tendencies, even in the satsang, there can be enjoyment. That is the whole point. Devotees' intervention in our life is divine intervention. Don't think devotees are just like that come into your life. They have come for a reason. Value it, follow it, take advantage of that. If we don't take the messages seriously, then Lord Krishna will also remove us from association. Rethink why you are attending satsangs. Prabhuji and Mataji, I'll tell you, you can easily lose interest in satsang when you start seeing faults in devotees. Be very careful. Krishna doesn't like. Absolutely doesn't like. So serve devotees, be practical, apply it, and go forward. Rethink why you're attending satsangs. So information, no transformation, right? Guru should be a Goswami, meaning the person who controls the senses. Go means senses. Swami means one who has conquered his senses. No one can claim himself as Guru unless he has conquered his senses. Guru's only business is to engage his disciples in satisfying the sense of the Lord, right? Hrishikena Sevanam. Bhakti Uchate, Bhagavatam says. What does it say? Hrishikena Sevanam. Hrishikesha. Hrishik means senses. Again. Hrishikesha means controller of all the senses. Swayam Shri Lord Krishna. Hrishikesha. So Hrishikena Sevanam. Meaning, we will use our senses to satisfy the control of the senses. So we'll use our body, our mind, our activities to satisfy the source of us. That is called bhakti. Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Are you following, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have one doubt, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I think there is some divide in this ISKCON, like Bangalore and then another one. So I tried to find the answer, but I didn't get the proper answer anywhere.
Okay.
So Guru is, Prabhupada started, I think till that it was good. So after the next generation, I think I found this deviation.
I'll do a thing. I'll answer the question at the end. Is that okay?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
I'll definitely answer. Actually, I'd never bring up the topic because unnecessarily it'll bring some negativity into the game. But since you asked, it's very important to answer. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for asking again. So here is qualifications of a guru. He should be a Goswami. What else? He should be a pure devotee. Guru means the one who is engaged in serving. Yasyat prasadat bhagavat prasado. Is all the time serving God. Right? Guru is a pure devotee. Lord Srila Prabhupada's definition of greatness of a guru is he trains us how to serve Krishna. That is the greatness of a guru. He trains us how to serve Krishna. That is the most greatest mercy of Guru. Guru explains the essence and also the detail of the scriptures. He also explains the essence, he also explains the detail. He is an acharya, one who talks the walk. Acharya, meaning the one who talks and who walks his talk also. So what is the qualification of a disciple? Prabhuji and Mataji? Guru qualification is okay. You all have understood. There is a whole session on Guru in this SSR, previous sessions, right? But what is the qualification of a disciple?
A disciple should follow Guru 100%.
Yes. And follow the instructions of a Guru, not behind him, walking behind him wherever my Guru is. You should follow the instructions of a Guru.
Yes.
What else? Prasad Prabhu, Arvind Prabhu, Chandra Prabhu, Padma Mataji, Preeti Mataji.
Prabhuji, he has to live according to the teachings of Guruji.
His lifestyle should show his knowledge. His what he speaks is the way he lives, right?
Yes.
Next.
One must serve his guru.
Should serve his guru, very important. Yes, service is very, very important. We should always be eager to serve his guru. Prabhuji, Gurudev, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Give me some service, give me some service. If you serve, knowledge will go inside. I'm telling you, it's a mystic magic that happens. Till the time you don't start service to a guru, this knowledge of science of self-creation or Bhagavad Gita will just remain here. It will not go here. But when you start serving, automatically you'll see knowledge will go here. That is the mercy of God. Yes. What are the qualities of a good disciple?
Frequent interactions with Guru.
Yes, interactions in the form of Vani and Vapu. Vapu means physically you'll go and ask a question. Vapu means you'll constantly hear lectures. Constantly hear lectures. Recently, I sent a lecture of my Gurudev talking about relationships. How many have heard that? I sent one lecture, one link of YouTube saying, if you hear this lecture, there will not be any divorce on the planet. You've seen that note?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I have to hear from.
Please hear. Please hear. I'm telling you, these are, and there are many gurus in ISKCON, not only, Radhanath Swami, there are many, Jayapataka Swami, Gopal Krishna Goswami, there's so many. Bhaktivika Swami, then great lectures they give. We should hear those lectures. Hear those lectures. Then we can develop that connection with Guru, how Guru comes and helps. See, for example, I'm not saying, me and my wife are immune from all these problems. We also have marriage problems. We also have expectations. We also have fights. We also have arguments. But then what is the thing that is saving us? It is Krishna consciousness that is saving us. It always puts us back into track when we look at the higher principle. When we look at higher principle that we both together are serving Krishna, then all the other things become small. Right? For example, in a house, when there is a small dog, as soon as the owner of the house comes home, the dog immediately runs and jumps onto that person. Ooh, it runs. He forgets all the tension of the office as he takes the dog onto him, isn't it? For example, a person comes home and his wife is ready with the coffee and say, Evandi, please sit down, have a coffee, just relax, forget about everything. He'll forget the whole world of problems. Just, it's not the cup of tea, it's the love. And in the same place, if the husband comes home, immediately wife says, Kurga techara, cheppin techara, telada, idechara, adechara, meer entandi ardham cheskoru, what is the use of you? That fellow will feel where did they come? Did they come to hell or heaven? Right? Everything matters. So how do you rise above all these chores of family life and actually connect, and make your family life more meaningful by keeping Krishna in the center? Are you all following, Prabhuji and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Like recently, my wife introduced one very good thing. It was informal, but now she formalized it. She said, okay, we're going to have so many disagreements, we're going to have so many arguments, we can have whatever during the day, let them be. 7:30 or 7:45, when we do Kirtan, entire family should do Kirtan together. That's nice. It's really nice. We sit together and we do Kirtan. And when we do Kirtan, the family comes together back. Whatever differences are there. But we all come back again. Right? How many families are praying together, Prabhuji and Mataji? How many families? कितने लोग मिलके पूजा कर रहे हैं? पूजा कर रहे हैं, मिलके कितने लोग कर रहे हैं?
Nowadays it is very less.
Should do it. Then Krishna will like. In that house will become Vaikunta. If you do prayer together. Everybody comes. ऐसे कोई चुम्मा इट्ला नहीं चलिपोताరు దేవుడి ముందు. Have you seen that?
Yes.
All kinds of things people do. But okay, do all those things, but come as a family. Krishna consciousness means to pray as a family together. Recently, we had one of our satsang members. He got corona and he was admitted in Continental. His lungs got 25% affected. And doctor told next 3 days Either he can go upwards or he can go downwards. And what did we as a family do? Satsang family do? We all together chanted extra rounds for him. We all together prayed for him. We literally prayed. Dev, please save him. Okay, whatever your decision is, give him less pain. With your sweet will, Krishna, can you allow him to stay with us for some more time? According to your will, we are not forcing, but your will, sweet will. We all prayed. We all prayed. Everybody called him. Somebody was saying, no, none of the patients got so many calls as much as that patient in Continental. Prabhuji, Bhavnara. Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji, how are you feeling, Prabhuji? Kaise hai, Prabhuji? All well, Prabhuji. It's called extended family. Extended family. Real family. Right? And he got cured. Haribol. Yesterday got discharged from Continental. And we're all celebrating. I told him, if you come out of Continental, you're going to take me to Tirupati and I'll give my hair. So soon you'll see a Gundu also for me, because we have those, we prayed for each other. Family which prays together stays together. Right? So we should learn to do that together. We should learn to do that together. So qualities of a disciple. Number one, simply having a perfect guru is not sufficient. Guru is planting seed, but if disciple's heart is not fertile, what will happen to that seed? If a disciple heart is like a rock, can a seed sprout on a rock? No. Seed needs a fertile land to sprout. Right? Please repeat after me. Can you all repeat after me? 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. Service, sevaya, pariprashnena, sevaya. Don't just ask questions, do service also. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Tattvadarshina, meaning they are tattvadarshis. They have got the knowledge from disciplinic succession, as you can see here. Can you see this? Lord Krishna, Lord Brahma, Narada, and all the way Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaurkishore Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, and we are sitting here. Pranipatena, humble to surrender. Pariprashnena, inquire, put questions. Don't sit there and sleep. Don't sit there and sleep. Ask questions. Ask questions. Because when you ask questions, not only you will be benefited, people around you also will be benefited. Ask questions. Sevaya, serve. Come forward and serve. Right? And of course, Sishyashateham Shadi Mamtvam Prapannam. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. You will try to involve your guru in every situation and take instruction. Right? Information to transformation. So what brings spiritual transformation in one person? Going to all holy places? This is mechanical travel to holy places. Anybody can go. All these holy places, anybody can go. Is there a place more holy? Is the place more holy, or the saints who live there are more holy? Tell me. The saints who live there are more holy. So when you go to those places, you should speak to those saints. Can I experience God by just visiting holy places? Prabhuji and Matajis?
No, Prabhuji.
No. You have to go to holy places, but you should go there and sit and listen from a saint in that holy place. Then you will actually experience holy place. Learning scriptures, transformation will come by just by learning scriptures. Because I know the language of scriptures, I am saintly. Is that true? I know Sanskrit. Is every Sanskrit scholar a devotee?
No.
No. What is the language in which we can learn about God? What is the language? Any language. Any language you can learn about God. What is the language in which God speaks to us? Prabhuji? Does God need a language to speak to us?
No, Prabhuji.
No. He can speak in any language, he can speak heart to heart also. Elephant bath is useless. Spirituality without bona fide knowledge and service to Guru is useless. You know what is elephant bath, right? Elephant baths for many hours. Lot of hours it consumes. It really makes it fresh. And after that, what does it do? It goes and throws the dust on itself. So what is the use of this kind of knowledge? Huh? When I go to temple, I'm all saintly. When I go to home, I'm disco dumb. I'm doing all kinds of nonsense. When in temple, I talk about prashadam. When after going home, I'll order chicken tandoori. When in temple, I'll sing bhajans. When after going home, I'll sing all tapori songs. Right? This is like elephant bath. Why am I doing what am I doing? Where are you finding happiness? Are you finding happiness with devotees? Are you finding happiness with materialistic people? I'm not saying that we should not sing songs. I'm not saying, but where are you finding your real happiness? What is the use of all the effort when we love materialistic life? What is the use? Transformation comes by full surrender in the mood of servant of the order of Guru and God. When you follow the order of Guru, transformation will come. Otherwise, transformation will not come. It will only remain information, information, information. Some people say, Prabhuji, spiritual life is very difficult. Some people say, spiritual life is very difficult, Prabhu. Spiritual life is very difficult. Spiritual life is not very difficult. You are very difficult. That is the problem. Spiritual life is very simple. Prabhuji, transformation nahi aa raha hai, Prabhuji. I'm chanting, but transformation. Why is transformation not coming? Because you are still allowing nonsense to come into your life. You have not stopped the fan. Your fan switch is still on. Obviously, it will continue to, your transformation will take time. So, Prabhuji, understand one thing, that everything takes time. You need patience and enthusiasm. Patience and enthusiasm, both are needed. Enthusiasm, yes, I want to do it. Nischaya. Nischaya undali. Nischaya rehna chahiye. And second, you should also have patience. And you should have dhairya, meaning that courage to go forward. All these things are needed. So on one side, you need endeavor, strong, enthusiastic endeavor. Second side, you also need patience. See, when Lord Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda because he was naughty, she was getting a rope and she was trying to bind him. And every time she came to tie, it was 2 finger too short. The 2 ropes, every time she wanted to tie, it was 2 finger too short. Again, she added 1 more rope, again binded him, again brought the ropes together, again 2 finger too short. Then it was going on for such a long time. This is Radha Damodar pastime, where Krishna was just teasing his mother and she started sweating. She started getting every sari in the house, every rope in the house, just tying her little son, and every time it was 2 finger too short. And finally, Krishna allowed her. After seeing what? After seeing those 2 fingers. And those 2 fingers is patience and endeavor. Patience. Spiritual life change will not come without patience, bro. Like yesterday you are something, suddenly you are chanting, suddenly tomorrow you become devotee. It will not happen like that. It takes time. At the same time, it also needs enthusiasm, meaning urgency to get it. You cannot say, Prabhuji, tell me, 16 rounds after 1 year, maybe after some time leave non-veg, maybe after some time leave this tea, maybe after some time. Prabhuji, it takes time. No. Enthusiasm, meaning determination, at the same time, patience. You will start following something, you'll fall down. You'll again get up. You'll again fall down. You'll again get up. You again keep getting up, keep getting up, keep getting up until you learn how to walk. That is how we all walked, right? All of us in the call, did we never fell in life? We never fell down when we were trying to walk as a child? Ask your parents how many days you took to learn how to walk. Same thing is spiritual life. You will fall, but you have to get up. The one who falls and says, I cannot get up, over. Spiritual life is over. But the one who gets up and says, I'll continue. Let me fall again, that's okay. But I'll continue. He will actually walk. Is that true, Prabhuji and Mataji?
100% Prabhuji.
Yes, spiritual life also is like that. Okay, I took a decision that I'll stop these things. But things are not working out. Okay, no problem. I'll start again. I'll start again. Not that it doesn't work. It works for everybody. Why not me? But you need patience. So what are the 2 things that are needed? Patience
Strong determination or endeavor.
Enthusiasm, strong determination, enthusiasm, and patience. Both are needed, right? Yeah. So real purpose of temples. So here, I made a statement. I'm not able to read it. 1 second. Yeah. Pride kills spiritual practitioners. When one when one wants to be cheated in pride, then God sends the best cheater, Guru, into our lives. Remember that. When you want to be proud in satsangs, when you want to be when you want to become popular in the name of spirituality, then the perfect cheater Guru will come into your life. Krishna has a list of cheater gurus he'll send to your house, and they will cheat you, right? Okay. Next. Real purpose of temples. Okay, Provision Mataji, what is the purpose of a temple? What is temple supposed to do actually?
Give spiritual knowledge.
Give spiritual knowledge. Yes. What else?
A way to connect God and devotee.
It's a way to connect God and devotee. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, put us in the right path to reach the God.
Yes. Put us in the right path to reach God. Yes. Temple is an educational institution, right? I mean, you just told. A place where you can learn about God, right? So there are a few more slides about the purpose of a temple and how to apply that, how to bring the temple in our own house, and how to make the temple around us into the temple. Something that we'll discuss next week, right? And we'll finish the SSR. That requires a separate endeavor. And most probably, if Krishna permits, we'll have that SSR in our house, in the last session, or any house. I know it's Corona. I know you're scared to organize satsangs, but if you are willing to, everybody can come, and we can have, we can sit a little far off. We're not many, we're 20, 25 max. So we can do that together. So open forum for questions, Provision Matajis. So far, do you think Krishna consciousness is practical?
Yes.
It's impractical also, please, let's discuss.
Yeah, after practicing, it can be achievable.
Okay.
So slowly, one day we can achieve it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to answer the question that Chandra Prabhu asked because it takes a little time. I ended the other session because this takes a little bit of time. But before I answer, I pray to the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnava Acharyas, with whose mercy I am sitting here today trying to distribute this knowledge. Though I am not personally qualified, I have so many shortcomings in myself. I'm not faking this humility. That is the truth. I don't deserve to be sitting and speaking knowledge, but I'm doing it only as a service to my Guru. So this knowledge will purify me first before it helps anybody. Right? So with that said, I want to answer this question which happened. So first, before I answer that question, so what is the question? What is the difference between Hare Krishna movement and ISKCON? And some of you might be thinking both are same, right? Akshay Patra, everything is same, right? How many people never had this question or surprised to hear this question?
I never heard about this. For us, like ISKCON is only one. And only about.
No, actually, you don't need to hear also. There is no need. That is the reason I never discuss this in public. There is not need also. Everybody are doing their part, but because the question is asked, I have to answer, and I want to answer in the best positive way, right? But before I answer that question, I want to ask what is the yuga in which we all are?
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga, Prabhuji.
Kali Yuga. And what are the two most prominent things that happen in Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga is famous for two things, very prominent. We discussed about this.
Argument.
Quarrel, hypocrisy. What are the two things? Quarrel and hypocrisy. In Kali Yuga, people fight for no reason. How many agree with this?
Yes.
Yes.
You are sitting in block 3, 22nd floor balcony. Somebody else is sitting in block 4, 18th floor balcony. Both will look at each other. Hey, kya dekh raha hai re? Why are you looking? Fight starts. No reason. People are right to fight. We are frustrated in life. Right? Kali Yuga means fights. Second. What is the second one? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means they don't mean what they say. Or they mean only 50%. Mean only 10%. You know hypocrites, right?
And sometimes they mean completely opposite.
They mean completely opposite. They mean completely opposite. You know, they'll come and tell the temple is so nice, the pujaris are so nice, everything is so nice. Then they'll go behind and complain about everything about the temple. Have you seen that happening?
Yes.
Prasad Prabhu, you are a committee member, you know, right?
Yes.
Hypocrites. Meaning they will never be open. They don't want to actually improve the temple. They'll not come there to improve the temple. They'll come there to see faults and to start politics. Is that true? Have you seen Prasad Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Like lot of places. I see
Lot
this,
of places.
like,
Not only, I'm not talking Bhuvaras Swami temple. Lot of places. That is the business.
like,
Hypocrisy. See, if I want to improve the temple, I will come myself and do some seva. Na? They'll not come and do seva in the temple. What will they do? They'll come in front of you, they'll praise everything. Oh, it's very nice, this, that. And then go back and comment on everything wrongly with others. And somehow create disturbance in the temple management, disturbance in the temple affairs. They'll try to create some problem in the temple. People do that. Then they enjoy that, you know. They really enjoy that. Spreading rumors about people, spreading rumors about families, spreading rumors about all kinds of things. People do that. They enjoy doing that. But we are in Kali Yuga. So what are the two prominent features? Quarrel and hypocrisy. So don't be surprised. Why am I saying this is don't be surprised to see these two things. See, if you go in a coal mine, if I wear this white dress and go in a coal mine, what color will come out of my white dress?
Black.
Black, isn't it? Can I sit there in the coal mine and say, hey, what is this black color? I don't like black color. You know, I should be careful. It should not happen. Are, why did you go into coal mine? If you go into coal mine, what do you expect will happen? Automatically, you will get black. In the same way, Prabhuji and Matajis, ISKCON is an organization filled with devotees. It's an organization created by Srila Prabhupada. It's a family, it's a society created by Srila Prabhupada. In that society, there will be people who are very sincere, people who are wanting to be sincere, people who are already sincere, and people who are practicing, people who are trying to practice, people who are learning to practice. And there will also be the next category that we just discussed, hypocrites. Right? We just discussed about it. Who will create troubles within the organization. So, just to explain Provision Matajis, you know, let's spend a next 10 minutes. I'll not take more than that. I'll explain how ISKCON functions, right? So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami, who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada, started Gaudiya Math. And there were 64 Gaudiya Maths across Gaudiya Math temples across India in different cities. At the end of his lifetime, he realized that these Gaudiya Maths are not properly managed under a central authority. They are all very independent. So then he wanted to form a GBC, but exactly just few months after that idea, he left his body. That never happened. And what happened after that? The entire Gaudiya Math fell down, meaning every Gaudiya Math started its own way of doing things, and there was no centralized way of controlling. So one Gaudiya Math functions in this way, one Gaudiya Math functions that way. So they all became dispersed and basically lost the essence. Some of them are still genuine and running good, but many of them lost the central focus, right? Unfortunately, it can happen. It can happen to any organization. The same way, when Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON, it was even bigger organization than Gaudiya. It was international, right? America, Russia, Europe, Africa, India. When Prabhupada left, there were 108 temples Prabhupada created before he left the planet. And out of that, only 3 were in India. You know that? Only 3 temples were in India: Kolkata, Hyderabad, and Bombay. That's it. And Mayapur, sorry, not Bombay. Bombay came after Prabhupada left, Juhu temple. So can you imagine Acharya, who is 80 years old, with traveling around the world, translating so many books, opening so many temples, and transforming so many lives, initiating so many disciples, answering their letters, answering their questions, managing the. It's impossible for any human to do that. He's been given some special powers to do what he has done, Srila Prabhupada. So he established something called GBC, General Body Commission, right? So GBC, right? Are you all hearing, Prabhuji and Mataji? So far, any questions?
Yeah, we are hearing, Prabhuji. No questions.
Yeah. So GBC is a body. What GBC does is it's like a ISO. You all know ISO, right? It's much bigger than ISO, but ISO is like a standard organization, international standards organization. So if you produce a product, that product is certified by ISO. It is recognized internationally that the standards are followed. Same way GBC function is, GBC is there in every country, separate GBC. So GBC includes who? GBC includes sannyasis. GBC includes very, very senior devotees who have been practicing for a long time, very established in Krishna consciousness. Like for example, me, I'm a very low level fellow. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 years in KC, and then I might get a small service somewhere in the corner of a GBC if I am qualified, right? Not that every ISKCON member can enter into GBC. GBC is a body of great devotees, very, very senior devotees. They become part of that. Temple presidents also sometimes are part of GBC. So probably what happens is the temples are open. For example, if I want to open an ISKCON temple in Gachibowli, for example, if I want to open an ISKCON temple in Gachibowli, I found land, I have money, I've constructed a temple. Can I put the board ISKCON on that? No, I cannot. I cannot put the board ISKCON on that. I can open Krishna temple, but I cannot put ISKCON board on that. Why? To put a ISKCON board, I need approval from DT ministry, from this ministry. That means there are so many GBCs and ministries who function under them. There is a standardization, right? So many pujaris are needed, so many artis have to be done, so many morning schedule should be like this, evening schedule should be like this, and it all has to be followed uniformly. If you go to any part of ISKCON, any temple in the world, 4:30 Aarti will happen. 4:30 in the morning, it will happen. And the Aarti will start with Sansara Dava. The Aarti will continue with, then with Narsimha Aarti, then with Cheto Darpana Madhyam, then with dressing of the deities, then Tulsi Aarti, then with dressing of the deities, then after that Guru Aarti, then after that Darshan Aarti, like that, Darshan Aarti and Guru Aarti, and then after that Srimad Bhagavatam class. Srimad Bhagavatam class will happen in every temple of ISKCON in the morning, and then after that there will be activities where devotees will go outside for Sankirtan. Many temples are struggling to follow that, but this is one of the standards that Prabhupada came in. Sankirtan should happen. Devotees should go doing Sankirtan. They should distribute books. Then there should be preaching programs around the temple, in the temple, right? And finally, evening program. Evening again, there will be Sandhya. What is that? Rajbhog Aarti. There will be so many 7 Aartis. Then there will be evening. God will be put to sleep at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, something like that. I think it's 1 o'clock. Then 4 o'clock, 4:15, the temple is, altars are open again. And again, there is Aarti. Again, there is a Bhagavad Gita class in the evening. And again, there is one more Aarti. Then there is Tulsi Aarti, even in the evening. And then there is, finally, God gets to get his sleeping clothes. The clothes are changed again. And he is given the night dress, right? To take rest in the night. And finally, the doors are closed. And again, there is a time for close. There is a morning. So there is a whole schedule. And every person who enters the temple, no restriction, no entry fees, no, cost to buy the prasad. Prasadam buying is always there. But there is Drona Prasad that is given for free. And it's good enough for a person's meal, so much. So many things are there in running ISKCON temple. You cannot just create any temple and say, I am ISKCON. Right? Yeah, it's calling him later. So, are you all with me so far, Provision Matajis?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Yes. So, what are the clothes a pujari should wear? What are the clothes that Mataji should wear? Where in the temple should be the altar? Where Prabhupada's vigraha should be there? And how to worship that vigraha? What are the kirtans that have to be sung? Everything is standardized. Standardized. And what is the role of a GBC? GBC will go and check if things are happening as per the standard. You cannot just introduce whatever you want to do in your ISKCON temple. In Gachibowli ISKCON temple cannot be different from Abbott's ISKCON temple versus Secunderabad ISKCON temple versus New York ISKCON temple versus Paris ISKCON temple. All ISKCON temples will have the same standard. Are you all following me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now
Yes.
the problem happened. What is the problem that happened? Now I'm answering the question. There is a devotee named Madhu Pandit Dasa. Now, this Prabhuji, he's a very good Prabhuji. We did a lot for ISKCON. He opened, we found land, he and his team of devotees together, they constructed, the big temple in Bangalore, the huge temple in Bangalore. You saw, how many went to the Bangalore ISKCON?
I went from Yeshwanthpur.
Amazingly beautiful. Isn't it amazing? The whole temple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fabulous temple. Amazing. Even Delhi ISKCON, is very nice. In the same way, even Bangalore ISKCON is very good. So this was a joint effort. And remember one thing: no property is registered in the name of any individual. All properties are registered in the name of trust called ISKCON. Everything. For example, if I want to build a temple here, first I have to register the land in the name of ISKCON. Then I can construct something. The whole thing is always in the name of ISKCON. It's not in the name of any person. Right? And temple president also is appointed by ISKCON. And tomorrow, if I am not able to perform the duty properly, the temple president can be reappointed. Another new person can come. It's not like somebody is president, he'll remain president for the whole of his life. Like we do in our offices, isn't it? Now, the problem that happened is when the GBC went to ISKCON Bangalore, they saw that this person, Madhu Pandit Prabhu, was trying to do some things which are not there as per ISKCON standards. He started charging people to take darshan. He started charging people for many other things which are not supposed to be charged. He started creating some new processes which are not right, which are not in the spirit of ISKCON. See, he wants to expand in a big way, which is good. But our goal is not expand in a big way and compromise on the philosophy and compromise on the standards. We want to be very, very clear. Right? So he started deviating from that. And because he was one of the main members who built up the whole temple along with many other devotees, worked hard, preaching, collecting funds and developing the temple, he felt he is very much in, situation to run the temple like that. But GBC said, no, this is not the way you're supposed to do. You're doing something which are wrong. And as soon as that happened, in this age of Kali Yuga, it is very much possible he became angry, he became upset. Then what did he do? He started claiming that ISKCON temple, ISKCON Bangalore does not belong to ISKCON. He said it belongs, it actually is still in my name. I have signed the papers, it's still in my name only. So there was a big legal case that happened between ISKCON and ISKCON Bangalore. ISKCON said from Bombay, Bombay is the head office for all these functions of ISKCON. So from Bombay ISKCON, people went and they were not allowed to enter the temple because he became very territorial. It became a very bad scene. Such a nice spiritual organization, focused spiritual organization, but one person created so much problem. By now, he wanted a following. When you want to do such things, only Madhu Pandit cannot do. He needs a following. So what did he do for creating that following? He came up with a new theory called Ritvik theory, Ritvik philosophy. And what did he declare? He said that, now there is a philosophy, right? For which people will follow you. He said, entire ISKCON is following wrong philosophy. ISKCON Bangalore only is following the right philosophy. What is the philosophy? He said, Prabhupada appointed many sannyasis. Prabhupada gave initiation to many sannyasis at his time. But after Prabhupada left, many of the sannyasis fell down, meaning they could not continue in their sannyas. It was difficult. You should understand, Prabhuji, that Prabhupada had given sannyas to even 2 years in ISKCON people. People became sannyasi even 6 months. Like many of you in this call have been attending these classes for 1 year. Are you ready for a sannyas? No. But Prabhupada identified some people who were actually having that spirit, and they did a great job. I'm not saying Prabhupada was wrong in identifying, but that was a very emergency time, and Prabhupada himself was 70 plus years old. He was trying to build this international movement. So he initiated sannyasis. Many of them did great service, but after Prabhupada left, there were some issues in the organization. Some of the sannyasis left sannyas and again became grahasthas. That's all it means. They left sannyas, became grahasthas. Some of them even left the movement because of the confusion, the fights that happened, arguments that happened, who is going to run, how is going to happen. This Prabhupada is such an amazing acharya, such a merciful father. And suddenly it can happen in any house. When there are 4 brothers and the father leaves his body, even the brothers who have been together for such a long time, won't there be any problems?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It can happen in any house. That's what happened. That's okay. But now this Madhu Pandit made that a point that Prabhupada never wanted his disciples to be gurus. He told Prabhupada gave sannyas, but they cannot have their disciples. Everybody has to ultimately come under Prabhupada only. Now that is completely against the whole parampara cycle. Parampara means guru will have his disciple will become a guru, and he'll continue to have disciple will become guru will become disciple. So not every disciple will become a guru, but certain gurus are appointed within ISKCON also. Not everybody can initiate. Just because you're a sannyasi, you cannot initiate. Initiation is a separate authority that is given to selected sannyasis on a certain criteria. So when this was happening, Madhu Pandit, because he wanted to form this organization, he said, all your gurus have fallen down. He went on to blaspheming the gurus. The people who have dedicated for ISKCON their life for 50, 60 years. He started blaspheming them. So much bad he did to create that philosophy called Ritvik philosophy, which says that nobody can initiate except Prabhupada. Everybody are Prabhupada's disciples only. Nobody can be a guru in between Prabhupada and his disciples. And parampara stops with Prabhupada. That's nonsense. Prabhupada himself never told that. And he started, mixing and matching Prabhupada's words and letters here and then. He started proving people. But everything came to light. At the same time, the case on him was going on. The case of ISKCON Bangalore was going on, where ISKCON was fighting. And finally, it came to the High Court. From High Court, it went to the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court finally called, the main body of ISKCON. They called the executive body. And they called even Madhu Pandit. And they called and said, see, your organization is very, very well known for its purity and for its service to the community. If we give a judgment now, because it's proven now that Madhu Pandit has faked the papers, if we give a judgment now, he'll go to jail. And such a personality, if he goes to jail, your organization's image will be spoiled. So why do you want to do all that? Do an out-of-court settlement. Do out-of-court settlement. Whatever you want to do, fix it within your organization. Let the court not give the decision. It's a very wise thing for Supreme Court to do. Then the decision was made that Madhu Pandit will leave ISKCON Bangalore and create his own temple. Madhu Pandit, okay, you want to do whatever, don't do in the name of ISKCON. Then he created something called as Hare Krishna movement. Sounds the same. Everything is same, but it's not the same name. Then he also started an organization called Akshaya Patra. Very, very commercial organization. Very commercial organization. It's not Prashadam in many ways. It's cooked by normal people. They call it Prashadam. So many problems are there. It's not that we're not supporting. Still, Akshaya Patra is doing a fabulous job of supplying meal such a low price, working with the governments and doing all that. But there are some issues with the fundamental principles, right? Fundamental principles. So then they were given some time. Madhu Pandit was given a certain time that within this time, please vacate the temple, because that is the ISKCON temple. You do whatever you want to do. So then in that rage, he started creating so many temples around Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Delhi, everywhere. He started opening Hare Krishna movement temples. And they never say that they are different from ISKCON. They say that, it's Hare Krishna ISKCON. If you go to the temple and say, are you ISKCON? They'll say, yes, we are ISKCON. But they are not ISKCON. That's what they treat. And when the people sit down for some time, After some time, they will have the same Bhagavad Gita, they'll have the same Bhagavatam class, they'll have the same everything, same Hare Krishna mantra, same philosophy. But when you sit with them for some time, immediately they'll open a presentation, they'll show, see, this guru is bad, this guru is bad, this guru is bad, this guru is bad. That is why ISKCON is not right, Hare Krishna movement is right. They'll do like that. So it's a very dangerous thing. Why it's a dangerous thing? Because when you blaspheme pure devotees, advanced devotees, your spiritual life will be ruined. And that's what happens with them. Most of the brahmacharis fall down. Most of the people who join the Krishna movement, in 2-3 years they leave. Very less number of people actually continue there. So there is a problem with that. But we in ISKCON, we don't discuss about it openly because you know what? It's unnecessary negative. We are okay. Okay, Bhaiya, you are trying to do your organization. Please go ahead. Continue to do what you're doing. No problem. But our only problem is when they speak ill about gurus, which is not needed. But this is Kali Yuga. Understand one thing, Prabhuji. You know, this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everybody gets affected. Everybody gets affected. And there are good elements in every place, there are bad elements in every place. It's for our choice to see what is good element, what is bad element. And if I see a Hare Krishna movement devotee, I'll invite him to my house. I will serve him prasadam. I'll be absolutely normal. But if he speaks ill about the gurus, immediately I'll say, Prabhuji, please leave. You don't have to do that. You don't have to speak ill about gurus. It's very wrong. You are too young to speak about all these things. Right? So they'll do nice kirtans, they'll do nice things, but they'll speak wrong philosophy when it comes to Prabhupada and his disciples, which is very, very wrong. So I would humbly warn all of you that be careful with such devotees. You can do kirtan with them, you can do lot, but don't try to hear what they say, because what they say will unnecessarily disturb your consciousness. It will disturb your consciousness. Why do you want to know all these things? When I heard it first time, I was like, Krishna, why are you making me listen to all these things? But later I understood, okay, sometimes you have to know. Sometimes you have to know so that you're safe with your situation. Right? At least I can tell you one thing, that right now in Avatar, in this Gachibowli area, in this area, you will not get affected by these things. There are some people who from the Hare Krishna movement, even in Avatar building right now, but they're good people. They're not coming and directly speaking all these bad things. But if they start speaking, say them thank you. We came here for a good purpose, but you don't have to push us into the guru issues and your internal issues and all that. So right now, Hare Krishna movement operates separately. ISKCON operates separately. Just a matter of time, Prabhu's and Mataji's. I strongly feel that again they will become one. I'm sure it's Krishna's plan that he created separate movement for certain expansion that maybe ISKCON couldn't have done, but it is done. But one day we all will come under the same roof. So that's my prayer, that nobody should suffer outside. We all should become one. So was I clear, or you have any questions, Prabhu and Mataji?
No, thank you very much, Prabhuji. So it helps very much to understand and then be ourselves careful about what we are hearing outside, how to receive that, I think. So that can help a lot.
Yeah, actually, I never planned to discuss this. There are so many satsangs till now I have not discussed, because I don't see why we should speak bad about anybody. But if the question is asked, then I think there is a need. We should answer.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, actually, our company worked with Akshay Patra, like for the like charity works. So all these days, like until today, you told, I was thinking that Akshay Patra is part of ISKCON. But I was always under the impression that Akshay Patra belongs to ISKCON.
You'll see Prabhupada's photo also on Akshay Patra.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I thought, okay, it's gone.
Yeah, and there is nothing wrong.
Yes, like that.
I'm again saying that, it's nothing wrong. Akshay Patra is okay, but certain elements are wrong. For example, when you opened a kitchen here for developing Akshay Patra, they tied up with Sneha Chicken Center. Why do you have to tie up with such people who are already doing so much nonsense? The centralized butcher house, Sneha Chicken Center, that they tied up and they opened. When it came out in public, they immediately came out of that agreement. So many things happened in the background. So they are absolute commercial organization. Let me put it. Akshay Patra is a money spending organization where crores of rupees come into as charity. Its purpose. It's designed in such a way that corporates will give their social accountability money to Akshay Patra, and Akshay Patra will supply food, which is See, ultimately they're supplying food to poor people. There is nothing wrong, and the food quality is also not bad. It's decent. But what they are claiming, what they are, is what they are not. It's not spiritual prasadam food. You know what I'm saying? It's a philanthropic work. That's all, and it's okay. And if somebody asks me, Prabhuji, I want to donate to Akshapada, I'll say, okay, go ahead, no problem. You're doing Annadanam. Be at that level, like that. Was it?
1 minute, Prabhuji. Thank you, Shekhar Prabhuji, for asking this question. We got valuable information. Thank you so much, Shekhar Prabhuji. Thank you.
And I hope that this information is not disturbing you, or even if it disturbs, just sit down and chant 2 rounds, it will go away. We are
No,
not
no.
here to find faults.
One thing is like when I went to ISKCON Bangalore, they were asking me to stay and they were asking me to say some few things. I think you might have cleared my question now. It was like 1 year back, but I got the answer now. Thank you.
Yeah. See, Prabhuji, my prayer, my sincere prayer, even now and ever, and many of us in ISKCON, we pray that all these things should get resolved, and everybody should become part of movement in the right way. We all should. We will never blaspheme about them. We will never blaspheme about anybody for that matter. Even today, I pray that Madhu Panditji should again become proper. His guru's name is Jayapataka Swami. He is part of ISKCON. He even rejected his own guru. That is the reason he's going through a lot of troubles in life. But we pray that he'll come back. We'll pray that things will get resolved and people should come back. Lord Ram gave opportunity to Ravana even in the last minute. Even in the last minute. Similarly, Vaishnavas will never reject anybody. Will never. This is not the culture of Vaishnavas to reject anybody. We'll always forgive and forget. So we should also be in the same mode. At the same time, we don't need to speak about this as an agenda. Though they are doing it, their agenda is to blaspheme ISKCON. So they do that. But what is the difference between us and them? We don't have to get into that. And I request you all to be a little cautious and careful that in Narshing Dev temple in Banjarais is Hare Krishna movement. It's not ISKCON. But if you go there and say, is it ISKCON? They'll say it's ISKCON only. Which is wrong. They'll take donations also in the name of ISKCON. But it's okay. Yeah. So any more questions, Prabhuji Mataji? Okay, so I have something to discuss next week. I'll discuss. Please do come. I want to discuss how this will go forward into Bhagavad Gita study because SSR is getting over. Now we'll get into chapter by chapter, verse by verse study of Bhagavad Gita. How many are excited about it?
Waiting for it.
We'll do that. But I have some requests and I have some plans where I may need your assistance, and we'll take it from there. Okay. So, Prabhuji Mataji, Hare Krishna. May Lord Narshing Dev keep us all in devotion. May Lord Narshing Dev bless us with bhakti, and may Lord Narshing Dev remove all the negative thoughts from our hearts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll sing Narsimha Arati and we'll wrap up. Today I'll sing Narsimha Arati. I want to sing because I have spoken some things which I want my heart to be cleansed. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahladaladadaine Hiranyakashi Purvakyaha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasimhamajim Sharanam Prapade Sabakara Kamala Bare Nakam Adbhuta Ram Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vrindam Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Bhakti Vignanash Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Jai. Bhakta Shiromani Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Hari Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. May all stay in good consciousness throughout the week. And Hare Krishna. Today is Dwadashi, so whoever fasted for Ekadashi can have grains again. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And sorry, Prabhuji, in case if I disturb you.
Oh, no. It's nothing like that. Everything is, I believe that everything is planned by Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for attending. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, actually, I had a doubt. I have a doubt. What is Krishna's surname, Prabhuji? Like, we say Krishna, but is there a surname for Krishna and Arjuna?
Surname?
Yes, Prabhuji.
There is nothing called surnames for. Surname is a concept that we started some years ago. That's all. Family name, family name like that. Like Kurus. If you look at, if you have to put a right surname for Arjuna, it might be Kurus. Because they're all part of Kuru Vamsha. Right? Kuru Vamsha Kshatriyas. So, nothing called surname like that. Or Surya Vamsha, Chandra Vamshi, like that. Now, people have divided into Reddis, Raus, and so many other communities. And within that, family names, Palwai, like my family name is Palwai. Somebody's family name is Chaganti. Like that, there are so many families. So there are so many family names, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But Krishna doesn't have any surname. Krishna is the supreme. So he's the sir of all the surnames.
I explained her, Prabhuji, but she is not convinced.
Okay, you can say his surname is Sweet Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram. So Madhura Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. See you. I actually forgot to record today's session, but I think it will get recorded in YouTube automatically. I believe so. Hare Krishna.